Hello and welcome. My name is Chris Munro. I'm a business mindset expert, coach, mentor, and I want to deliver this little bit of a training for you, especially around this time of year. We're coming up to Christmas, and as a business builder, a business owner, an entrepreneur, this can trigger all sorts of emotions, especially that feeling of guilt around if you are planning on working through Christmas, that guilt of not spending time with family and friends, but also that guilt of spending time with family and friends but not working on your business, if that makes sense. Now, most of us know that we need time off to live a balanced life so we can recover, so we can recharge, and by being away, recuperating and taking time away from our business, this can also ignite the spark of getting back into working towards your goals, towards your dreams and ambitions that, may have been bashed out of you throughout the year. We work hard on our business. There's a lot of work involved in starting a business, in growing a business without much reward. So it's very easy to lose focus of which direction you're trying to go, of what you're trying to achieve and how that can change your life. So it's a good time to down tools, refocus, replan, and try to see in which direction you are going and if you need to change anything. Some of you who are crushing it will love working on your business because it doesn't feel like work. It's not even a hobby, it's like an obsession. You love doing what you do, you love getting up, you love creating, you love coaching, you love working, you love selling, whatever it may be. You love to do and take action and work on your business, which is amazing. Now, the only issue with that is that because it's an obsession, it's very hard to let go of it. It's more like a habit. So when you need to spend that time with your family and friends, that can work against you and you feel guilty for working because you don't feel like it's working. It's what you love to do. Now, some of you may have heard about proportionate guilt and disproportionate guilt. Psychologists use these two different terminologies to explain the different types of guilt that we can experience, especially this time of year around Christmas, but also when we have things planned in the diary like holidays with the family or weekends away, or just on weekends you may face these types of guilt when you're looking to work on your business. Now, proportionate guilt is felt on the back of doing something that harms ourselves or harms someone else that we're close to. Now, this type of guilt, even though it's uncomfortable when we experience it, but as humans, we use this type of guilt to mature, to learn from, so we don't make the same mistakes again. Now, this doesn't always happen. For example, when we have addictions in place, for example, as this overrides our conscious ability to make clear decisions based on what's wrong and what's right, based on past experiences and how we feel. I find a lot of addicts will still use drugs, use drink, be addicted to sex, whatever it may be, smoking, and that driver, that habit loop is stronger than the feeling of the guilt and the harm and the hurt that they cause to people who they love dearly, who are close to them. Disproportionate guilt is another label for irrational guilt. So this is where we feel guilty even though we've done the right thing. So for example, taking time out with our family over Christmas, but the feeling of guilt for not working on our business, but also vice versa as well. So this guilt is almost always generated by our own thoughts rather than by us taking action and doing something that we have done that causes that guilt. So normally it's based on the thought process and our model of our world that we live with on a daily basis. Now, as always, for any emotion, any fears, anything that's going on in our head, consciously or unconsciously, if we have the ability to be able to take action when we're stuck in a habit loop or routine, always get it down on paper. We need to get it down on paper so we can visually and logically see how we're feeling and how that has an implication on the action we're about to take or the action of what we've just taken. So whenever you feel guilty, or if you feel like You know, because you've had this habit, this pattern, this routine, this loop you've been stuck in before of when you've had a holiday and worked on your business but wish you didn't because you missed valuable time with your family and friends. So leading up to guilt, or when you feel guilt, write out how you are feeling in that moment, or what you think you're going to feel. Decide whether it's proportionate or disproportionate guilt. So is it based on an action that you've taken or are going to take? Or is it based on just your mind constructing it even though you've done the right thing? Who will this affect and how? What will happen if you go to work, if you work through the holidays? How will this help your business? What happens if you don't work? How will this impact your business compared with if you take time out to rekindle those relationships and to also to reboot yourself with energy and get a clearer vision of what direction you want to go in? Write it all out and see whether it's disproportionate or proportionate guilt, and how that would affect those around you and yourself if you do work on your business or if you don't work on your business. You see, when we write it out and we can see it, we can clearly visually see what the issue is, so we can take action on it based on the information you put down. This will point you to see whether it's constructed by your mind, whether it's just you stuck in a habit or routine loop that you've had before, and your mind's just auto-playing those emotions. So some things you can do to help you in the lead up to Christmas, to help you try to avoid the guilt or help you identify it so you can deal with it. Plan out what you want to do pre-Christmas. So plan out, are you going to work through Christmas or not? If so, what do you want to achieve and how will that affect your business post-Christmas? If you're not going to be working in Christmas, be okay with that. Get whatever you need to get done pre-Christmas. So get those jobs done before you break up so you can rest and enjoy your time off without those niggling little jobs in the back of your mind. So it's a bit like, you know where there's rubbish, but your subconscious is telling you, go and clear that up, go and clear that up. It's the same with business as well, and I'm sure you've experienced this. So get those jobs that need doing before you break up from work. On the back of that, plan in your to-do list post-Christmas. So you have a clear plan of attack of what you are going to do and when you're going to do it when you return to work after your break. This will help to eliminate on an unconscious level those nagging thoughts of doubt of not knowing what you're going to be doing when you return back to work in January or after a holiday break. Set clear boundaries either way. Set time limits if you are working and set out a plan of what you want to achieve. Always remember that if you are doing something for the first time in business, it usually takes longer than you think it is going to take. So plan in a blank space of time in your diary. This is your overflow if tasks take longer than you thought so. So you've got a bit of breathing space to fall back on to be able to complete what you're trying to get done. It's a good tip, that is, for anything you plan whenever you're doing it for the first time. Really hard to understand how long it's going to take you with your skill set, with your knowledge, your understanding, with your experience. So plan in time to do something, but also throughout the week, have a backup time on a Friday maybe or a Thursday so you can catch up if things have overrun. If you are not working, be okay with this. If you have completed what you wanted to get done before Christmas and have a clear plan post-Christmas, then this should be easier for you to do. It should be easier to rest your mind. But be aware and be prepared for your unconscious mind trying to drag you back into old habits of feeling guilty. So what I like to coach people on doing is have a plan of when it starts to try to make you feel guilty like it has done in the past. So you need to break the habit. You need to break the routine by having a go-to action you can go to when your mind is triggering those feelings of anxiety and of guilt. So that could be anything. Go and give your children a cuddle. That's one of the best things you can do. If you haven't got children, give your partner a cuddle. If you haven't got a partner, phone up family, phone up friends. Go and have a chat with them. Have a movie ready to watch that you're dying to watch but is there for when your mind is trying to trick you into an old habit or routine of feeling guilty. Go for a walk. give yourself a treat that you can go to. It's about replacing the action of leading you down the feeling of guilt and questioning yourself that can go on for days and days. It's about breaking that routine in an instant. So have a go-to action that you can take very quickly to break that habit loop. The key here is self-awareness. When you start feeling that, you need to be able to trigger yourself to do something different. So have cues. I always talk about cues and having them all over the place, whether that's sticky notes everywhere in your diaries, on your phone, whatever it may be. It could be a simple question of how are you feeling, what's going on with you today. And that will trigger you to think then, am I feeling guilty? Let's write it down. Let's have a plan. What's my go-to action to get me out of the loop, to distract my mind so we can create new positive habits and routines? If you are currently stuck in procrastination due to a fear, for example, and you've been stuttering your way to the end of the year, then my best advice to you is to plan on how you're going to tackle this in the new year. Don't look to deal with it now. Don't look to deal with it through Christmas. You need to make a plan now of how you're going to deal with that in the new year so you can park it and give your mind that rest that it needs. If you haven't done so already, go and check out my training on procrastination, which will guide you to the answers, which will guide you to make a plan of what you need to do to overcome any procrastination. And that's a massive list in there. It could be anything. It could be learning new skills. It could be just getting more sleep, hydrating, exercise, self-care. It may mean that you need external intervention to drag the information out of you so you can look at it and deal with it, and then we can start reprogramming. Check out the training. It will help you to identify what the issue is and what you need to do next. So make a plan for the new year to deal with this and leave it there and focus on you. Focus on your self-care through the holiday period, your time with family and friends, and unplug and just go and enjoy yourself. Otherwise, you will just be feeling guilty of not working, and then when you try to work, because you're stuck in procrastination, because you're stuck at something that's stopping you from progressing, you're just going to be sat there doing nothing, getting disappointed, getting angry with yourself, feeling guilty then that you're working, doing nothing, and not spending time with family and friends at this time of the year. So make a plan, park it, enjoy yourself, relax. It's going to be fine. Your business is going to be there in a week's time. We're only talking about a week, 2 weeks max. So don't worry about what you're not going to achieve. If you really struggle to park it and your mind is going overtime and you have time on your hands because maybe your children are grown up, partner plays golf or netball or whatever it may be, and they've gone away and you've got time on your hands, and you've watched enough TV and eaten enough and you want to work on your business, maybe do what a lot of entrepreneurs do at this time of year, and that is to go and reinvestigate your goals, your dreams, your ambitions. Have a look to maybe modify your dream board. Have you already ticked things off? Do you need to add things? Do you need to take things out because they don't inspire you anymore? So a lot of entrepreneurs use this holiday time, especially New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, where they will redo their dream board. They will look at the year, what they've achieved, what they haven't, what they want to achieve, because life changes constantly. And a lot of people don't change their goals and ambitions and dreams and lifestyle and happiness. And they just leave what they've created, think they've already done it, and think that's done, I don't need to go and visit it again. But you do, because your life changes, your dreams, your ambitions change as you get older. So go and have a look at that. Get yourself excited, get yourself inspired by what could be, what you could achieve. As always for me, if you're facing any struggle in life, business, journal it out. Doesn't mean you need to be an author. It just means you've got to get whatever's in your head out on paper. You need to do a mind dump and clear your head so you can visually, I can't even speak, visually and consciously see what's going on. Half the time, I promise you now, half the time, when you write it out and you look at it, you will see it and think, what on earth was I stressing about? I know exactly what I need to do now. It's obvious. I need to go and do that. It's amazing. And when you get it on paper and you see what you need to do, you're able then to take action. It's hard to understand what's going on in your head. The amount of thought processing it does, the amount of data it collects every millisecond is staggering. So no wonder it's hard for humans sometimes to understand what's going on when simply all we need to do is write it down. Write it out, look at it, read it. Don't just see it, read it, and then Make a plan and act upon what you see. Now, whatever your plans are, to work or not to work, there's no right or wrong thing to do. There's no judgment here from anybody. You know what you need to do. You know what's right for you. You know if you need to take that break, if you need to spend time with your family and friends, and just park your business for a week or two. You know what's right for you, and you know what's going to make you feel guilty. So think about those tips I've just given you. Make a plan of what you're going to do. Are you going to work or are you not going to work? If you're not going to work, what do you need to get done so you can relax and chill out and enjoy Christmas with a plan in the new year? If you are going to work, what are you going to do? Discipline, set time slots, work through those time slots, and don't overwork. Make sure you stick to your plan. So those are my hints and tips of dealing with guilt at this time of year or around the holiday season. Whichever holiday you're going on after seeing this, I really hope you enjoy it. Time's precious, loved ones are precious, friends and family, everything is precious because we never know when we're going to spend that time again with those people. That's one thing we can never guarantee. So use your time wisely. Go and get the relaxation you need. Go and get reinvigorated and excited for the new year, because next year could just be your best year yet. Have an amazing time. Thanks for listening and see you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, just before I go, if you are struggling, then feel free to reach out. Don't struggle in silence. You know how to get hold of me. Facebook Messenger, emails on the website. There's a get in touch form on the website as well, tracingchrismunro.com. So please feel free to reach out, because I hate people when they're stuck in struggle. There's no need for it. So if you think I can help you, then please get in touch. Again, have an amazing time. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.